All right, everyone, welcome to this week's mindset episode. And today we're going to be diving into why you are stuck, why you can't seem to achieve the level of results that you want, regardless of what it is that you try and do. All right. This is going to be one of two videos that I'm going to be doing that is literally going to be breaking down the biggest reason why not only you're stuck, but why the whole transformation self-development industry has been letting you down. And most importantly, what you need to understand to change the game for yourself. So yes, I will be getting out my trusty blackboard again, but most importantly here, I just want you to understand the world that you're living in and to be able to put that in a visual context so that you can really start to understand it and then remove yourself from what's been going on to start playing the game the way that you want, in a way that's going to create the results that are most important that you desire. Okay, let us dive in. So whenever I look at what's going on for somebody, we need to look at, all of the different things that are happening to them in a day-to-day basis. So they've got their routine, all right? They've got their problems. You've got your situations. You got your circumstances, right? You've got your time, family. You've got work. You've got finances. All right. And the list can go on and on. All right. And then what we try and do is we try and create solutions. And I'll make sure that we can get all of this into our plain sight here. Okay. So we try and create solutions. So we put different tactics in place, right? And you'll do different how-tos. And then we'll try different routines. And then we'll try different books. And we'll try different courses, right? And everything is still focused on the how. How are we going to deal with all of these different circumstances and everything else that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis and still somehow create the level of results, change that I want? And this is the game that you stay stuck in, and you go back and forth and this direction and that direction. I'll try this and I'll try that. And then this didn't work and that didn't work. And everybody inside of I will call it the change game, because they're not in the transformation game. They're in the change game right now, is speaking the same shit. Set SMART goals, do this routine, get up in the morning and start with a cold shower and then this and this and this. And I'm not saying any of these things here are not valid. Every single one of them can serve a purpose, but there is one massive fucking piece to this entire game that is missing that I'm about to reveal to you in a second. So stay with me. The reason why people get frustrated is because over here is all of the issues, the challenges, the problems, the shit that they don't enjoy that is taking them away on a day-to-day basis to what it is that they want, to what it is that they want to focus on, to how it is that they want to feel, or they become the excuses, the justifications, and the reasons why you aren't able to focus on the solutions. So I live in this game or in this place of problems and circumstances and all of these different things, and then solutions. And I want the solution to solve the problem, and I try the solution, and then the solution works for a little bit, and then I go back. Then I try the next solution, then I go back, then I try the next solution, then I go back. And I live in this fucking world, bouncing back and forth, stopping. Oh, then hang on, so-and-so said now I just need motivation, and to get motivation, I need to do this and this. So I'll go again. And the crazy thing is, all of this does is create frustration. Do you want to know one of the biggest things that are attached to frustration at the moment and overwhelm that a lot of you are being medicated for, which is so fucked up? Anxiety and depression. You're frustrated because you can't solve this. You're frustrated because you keep trying and you fail. You then start to get anxiety around failing again. What if I get judged? What if I'm seen as a failure? What if somebody doesn't believe in me and they don't think that I can do it this time. And I've lost belief in myself. And oh my God, all this stuff is coming up. And then I get anxious and have anxiety, or then I get depressed because I see myself and I own myself as a failure. And I can't do this and I can't do that. And it's all too hard. And I've, huff and puff. And of course, I'm exaggerating to get my point across here. But then you live in a state of depression, feeling depressed. And nowadays, you get fucking medicated for it, which blows my mind because last year the statistics came out. 75% of people that are medicated for anxiety and depression are never medically tested for either. I'm going to put you on a medication that fucks with your hormones, has so many side effects, but yet I'm never going to test your hormones, take your blood work, or do anything to see whether or not you even has raised levels of cortisol. 75%. This industry is fucking you up, but you're also accepting the conditions of the current game. And this is why I'm so passionate about pulling you out of this and showing you exactly where you are and what you need to do to get the fuck out of it. To get out of the change game and move into the transformation game, where you're not just the same triangle that's getting flipped over in 4 or 5 different directions, but you're still a fucking triangle. Like I said, I'm going to reveal to you in a second exactly why this is happening. And then the fucked up part is you get put on these medications and then it completely fucks with your head. You have no energy. It messes with your sleep. You then start to hold fluid. You then start to get hormone imbalances. You then start to feel even shittier. You then put weight on. You then have no sex drive. Your libido's gone. So intimacy's gone in your relationship. And shit just fucking wants to explode and blow up. And this is where you're living. And these are the conditions that we've somehow accepted as normality. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy, but yet this is it. And I hope that you're going to start to see this. Because once I can see it, it's then up to me to do something about it, which is going to be the biggest thing I'm going to leave you with today in a second. This game here, all right, has been designed completely to keep you stuck plus unhappy. That's what it's designed to do. Because if you stay stuck, you need to keep looking for solutions. I can keep marketing to you. If you're on my medication, you can keep buying my medication. If you need my food plan because you don't have any understanding of what it takes to lose fat, you're going to keep buying my food plan. You're going to stay in this game because you're going to continue to consume whatever it takes to try and deal with the circumstances and problems and everything else that you have to face day in and day out, to release and remove yourself from some of the pain, to gain some level of a dopamine hit of instant gratification, whether it's from food, porn, online shopping, doing the next thing that you're excited about, some network marketing fucking opportunity that's come in and promised you the world, as long as you spend $1,500 up front and send me a list of your friends. Hey, I might sound facetious, but you got to understand, I've been doing this for almost 25 years this August. My ass is old, but I have seen this shit over and over again with thousands of people around the world. And it's not until sometimes somebody's willing to come into the darkness with us with a fucking flashlight to shine the light on the things that we can't see in our own pit of pain and in our darkness, to then also shine a light for us to get the fuck out of there. And I believe that's been what I've been called to do for my entire life, and that's why I'm so passionate about this. So, let's look at how we fucking change this game forever. Right now, all of this shit, okay, is literally this big. And it's all stuck around the how. What we need to do now is we need to focus on the who. And you might think, what? That's it, right? The who is always going to be bigger than the how. The who is always going to be able to transform the outcomes of the hows. The who is the only way for you to be able to take responsibility for what hasn't been working and to build the things in your life that will drive you to create the results that you want. It's never going to come from the fucking how. This game is designed to fucking kill you. To kill you. You will die in a way where you will lose who you are. You will die in a way where you will give up on fighting for what it is that you want in your life, to settle for mediocrity and to even fucking celebrate it, which is next week's video. Literally, I'm going to break down why the self-development world is no longer able to help women. It's fucked up. When I dive into it, you will understand why women are letting down women. But in this case, are you willing to continue to suffer and play the howl game and live in this place of self-defeat, self-attack, where I'm constantly trying to change things based on how, but I never get clear on who? I never change my frame. I never change my current beliefs, stories, rules, laws. I never transition out of this in order to end up here. And the reason why, if I look at my house here, let's say that I told you to look in the mirror and I said, hey, put your hand across both eyes and look in the mirror. I can't see shit. I can't see anything. Of course you can't, because you are covering your eyes with all of the hows. And here's why, and you might not like this answer. Looking apart, taking a step back and looking in the mirror and looking directly at the who, you might not fucking like that person staring back at you. In fact, 90% of you fucking don't. And that shit hurts. It's painful. It's hard to own and take responsibility around. To sit in that space of, you know what? I don't like that fucking version of me. I don't like that person. That's not me. I don't recognize that person. How the fuck did they get that fat, that old, that stressed, that unhappy? Lack of sex life, lack of joy, not even being present enough to be with your kids because you're all caught up in your own head shit. Seeing you for who you are. You're afraid to do it. And I understand why. But it's not until we do it that we can even start to make the first transition. It's never going to fucking work. You're just going to stay in this game, bouncing back and forth, fucking one of those crazy atoms that's just at some point going to fucking explode. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They'll get to a point where they'll just fucking explode, or a catalyst will happen in their life where they're actually then willing to create the space, or the space has been created for them to say, holy fuck, this is not who I want to be. And once I can do that, now suddenly I'm able to create change. Whereas for years, everything I tried to do, nothing worked. Right? No fucking shit, it didn't work. It didn't work because you're still stuck in the how. And you're listening to every motherfucker out there keeping you in the how. And how are they keeping you in the how? They're doing that because they're keeping you stuck in awareness. Like I said, my writing's all over the shop today. They're keeping you stuck in awareness, right? I love people like Tony Robbins for who they are and what they stand for, but yet majority of those people just keep you fucking stuck in awareness. These are the problems and these are where they come from. You go for traditional therapy. These are your problems. Let's talk about them. Let's see where they come from. And then you just identify and identify and identify with all, if we go back to this, all you're doing is identifying with these problems and all of this shit still. You're owning it as part of your who, right? And it's not until we can separate ourselves from that we can then go, okay, cool, fuck it. I'm not my problems and circumstances. I'm not the hows and the failed attempts. I'm bigger than that, right? I'm far bigger than that in terms of my identity. I'm far bigger. And it's now my time to focus on building the who. And if you really are committed to that, I have a 5-step process that I take people through in 4 weeks to not only kill off the old who and remove everything that's been in your way, but to guarantee you that you step into what I call the ultimate you 2.0, where you start to own the who that you want to be, the who that is going to create the results, the who that's even going to be worthy to receive the level of results that you desire most. This is the transformation game. Living over here is where I'm guaranteed to transform. Living over here is where I'm going to stay in the change game. I'll change things for a little while and come back. If I'm a triangle and I change the side of it and I flip the triangle over, guess what? It's still a triangle. Whereas when I can go through each one of these transitions, if I can follow a framework like my 5 steps that in 4 weeks, every single transition is designed to take you closer to a transformation, now you're playing a different game. And the fucking crazy part, all right, come here. Once you see this, you can never go back. You will then stand back and see the fucking shit that people are playing. You will see the lives that people are choosing. You will have a perspective and look back on that and go, how the fuck did I ever allow myself to stay in that game? And I get that might be a few steps down the road from where you are right now, but that's the end reality that you will be presented with, is you will have a perspective that keeps you in a game where you have what you want, where you are who you want, where you are living the ways that you want and desire most, because you have worked on the who. And you're clear on that who, and that who is constantly evolving. And that shit is exciting because that's how we embrace life. That's how we were designed as human beings, to live in this place of abundance and expansion and growth and adaptation. That's what we were designed to do. To have visions, to work on who I need to be to bring that vision to life, and to constantly evolve into that next version. That's what you were designed to do. You weren't fucking designed to be medicated and to become numb and to become lost and stuck and give up on who it is that you are made to be. And if you don't believe that you are made for more in your life, then look, spend a bit of time on that question first. But here's the way that you know. It sits here. It sits here in you. You will feel it. You will know that you are destined and made for more. And some of you even have been made to help other people become more. You have that in you, just can't fucking see it because you're stuck in this bullshit game. So if you want to remove yourself from this game, if you want to start transitioning into the transformation game, where you become the ultimate you 2.0 as a starting point in less than 4 weeks, send me an email, adam@ilovechanginglives.com. Reach out to me on social media. Whatever you need to do, it's not expensive. It takes 4 weeks. You will literally remove yourself from everything that has been keeping you unhappy and stuck, and you will start moving into a space where you embrace who you are, where you love who you are, where you start to master the things that are going to make you the best you. And for me, fuck, what else have we been put on this world to do if it's not that? Especially if you can attach that to helping others do the same. That shit to me is exciting. All right. I really hope that you gained what you needed to from that. Okay. Keep in touch. Make sure you subscribe on this channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this anywhere else and you didn't get to see the entire episode, head over to YouTube, be able to see this and the rest of my transformation series. And I look forward to connecting with you guys next week, where I literally break down for you why women are letting women down when it comes to the self-help space. I'll talk to you then.